So who here has actually tried a chai latte before? Oh wow, a lot of people. I wasn't expecting that. Well, I'm going to stand here and tell you why the chai latte you probably had was not actually chai. So I'm going to start off with explaining, first of all, like what is chai? Like what, like if you just say chai, what is that? What actually is it? Chai by definition actually is just tea. So when you're saying chai, you're actually just saying tea. And a lot of people actually say masala chai, which literally translates to spice tea, because that's just where that's what it's normally called. So in India, like especially in the Assam region of India, this is kind of where it came from. A lot of these tea leaves were growing there, and when the British were there, in India they weren't really using it for tea. But when the British came, they set up all these tea plantations, and they were exporting it, and people in India didn't use it, so they set up this Indian Tea Association that kind of popularized it throughout India. So the local tea vendors, they started putting their own twist on tea, and they started adding milk into it, and they started adding spices into it. They started making it their own, and when they started doing this is what we now know as this chai. And so this is what, if you go to India, you'll still see on the streets. You'll see the chai Wallahs. They're making it on the streets of India, and it's really fresh and delicious. If you ever go there, you got to try the chai on the street. So now what is a chai latte? So a latte is actually, by definition now, it's a hot espresso with steamed milk, or coffee with milk. So that's the literal definition of chai. So then by definition, there's actually no such thing as a chai latte. It doesn't exist. It's fake. There's no such thing as a chai latte. So what really is in a chai latte? So what do they actually put in a chai latte? Well, it's typically at coffee shops, what they'll do is they'll use a concentrate. So it's a very large created batch of chai with spices, and you have no idea what spice they're using, or how long they're steeping the tea, if they're even doing it at all. And so it's basically it's basically made in large quantities, so it's not going to be fresh, it's not going to be flavorful. So I like to make the analogy that like you can have orange juice, right? But Sunny D is not orange juice. It's a sweetened form, right? And it's not real. It's not real juice. So why should you guys be making authentic chai, or even thinking about trying to make authentic chai? Well, first of all, it's really simple, and I'll be showing you here how simple it actually is. It's also pretty healthy for you. I mean, tea in general is healthy, so it's actually healthier than coffee. And when you actually try it, you'll find that it's very, very tasty. You'll wonder why you were drinking the latte before. So here's my method. Okay. So I call it Ash, so you guys can remember it easier. Okay. So all you do is you start off with a simple boil, you spice it up, and then you heat, steep, and serve. That's the basic formula for my version of chai. So start off, all you do is you take a pot, you boil some water. Now for the water, you want to use like 1 part water. So you're making 1 cup chai, use 1 part of the water, and just boil that part. Okay, and then now you want to spice it up. So these are the spices you want to go out and get. You can find these at any grocery store, health food store. You want to get cardamom, cinnamon stick, ginger, cloves, and then you can get black tea, but I would really suggest you try the Assam black tea to make it really authentic. Okay, so now here's exactly what I add. So 5 to 6 cardamom pods, 1 cinnamon stick, and then make sure you snap it before you put it in. And then cut 1 inch, of the fresh ginger root, and then add about 5 to 6 cloves into it. And now here's the secret when you actually make chai. You want to add just that, just what I just told you, and you want to let it boil for like 5 minutes. So no tea, so don't actually add the black tea yet. Just the spices, and let it like simmer for about 5 to 10 minutes. You just want, and what it'll do is it'll extract the spices. And a lot of people don't do that, and it doesn't taste good unless you do that. So after you do that, then you can go ahead and add your 2 parts of milk. So you want to add 2 parts milk to 1 part water. So you'll add your milk, and then you'll add the tea in now. And then you want to cover it up and then steep it. So once you do that, I mean, that's basically all you have to do. Now when you steep it, you can steep it for like 7 to 12 minutes. If you want it longer, if you want it to be really strong, however long you want. And then it's done. You just strain it. That's chai. It's like super easy, super simple. And then if you want to sweeten it, you add sugar, agave, honey, whatever you want to add. I mean, that's how easy it is really to make it. So let's go through it real quick now. So you start off with a simple boil. Then you spice it up. You put spice, like actually let it spice. Then you add your milk and the black tea, let it steep, and then you serve it. And it's really delicious if you make it this way. I have a few tips on how you can make it faster. Like you could, for instance, like when you're boiling the spices, you can actually just you can just as the water's boiling, you can just like put the spices in. Keep all the tea and everything in a cage when you're actually putting in the pot if you don't want to clean the pot afterwards. So that'll help you speed it up. But in general, I just want you guys to know how to make it. I hope you guys actually go out and make it yourselves, because I really think that if people knew what real chai tasted like, you wouldn't accept the chai lattes we get from coffee shops here, and you guys would actually enjoy